How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day so far. RipNtear with another Doom Eternal video, and in this video I wanted to talk about the cult within the UAC and what secrets they kept among themselves among other topics. The lore in the game itself show us a lot of their practices and origins, yet a lot of the content is either not explained well enough or is completely missing. Before I get going on the video, I just want to say thank you for the support on the channel, and if you are new here and love Doom, then you are in the right place. Let's try to get this video up to 1,000 likes so we can help not only the video but the channel as well. Also be sure to set up notifications so you can stay up to date with all of my videos that I upload down the road. There will still be plenty of Doom content to talk about throughout the rest of this year, so this channel is a great resource for the game. Okay, let's get started. The Union Aerospace Corporation was the largest entity with an endless budget, advancements in technology, military contractors, and staff members that had high ambitions throughout the solar system. It was only a matter of time before those who were exposed to the discoveries of Hell would form a cult within the corporation. The effects that Argent energy had on the energy crisis on Earth made it apparent on how dependent humankind was on the resources from Hell. On top of that, the powers of Hell corrupted the brightest minds and forced them to submit to the will of the Dark Lord. Olivia Pierce was one such individual that was very successful prior to joining the UAC. She graduated with first-class honors in biomechanical and genetic engineering. She was also appointed to the Global Science Council and made a fortune by becoming one of the founders of a global research company which was called Nanostruct Aerospace and Defense Systems. It took her a long time to join the UAC, but once Samuel Hayden gave her the Helix Stone to research, she became obsessed with it and it slowly corrupted her mind. As Hayden explains to the Doomslayer in Doom Eternal, Argent energy has the ability to heal the sick and supply immortality to those worthy of it.
With it they did wondrous things, saved worlds from extinction, healed the sick, and gave infinite power to those worthy of it.
However, with the amount of exposure to Hell and the Helix Stone, Olivia suffered idiopathic scoliosis and was eventually subjected to a surgery to put augmentations on her weakened body. It seems like the Hell Priests may have suffered from the same condition, as we see them bent over as if their spines had become weakened from the abundance of Hell energy throughout their rule. As time went on, Olivia formed the cult within the UAC and the Lazarus Labs and initiated the events on Mars that killed thousands of employees and cultists as well. However, within the new lore of Doom Eternal, we have come to find out that de Grenache was actually the one who was the head of the cult. In fact, he was stationed at the cultist base up in the Arctic on Earth, which has been there for many years prior to the events on Mars. One thing to point out though was that the base or fortress was built near Sentinel runes, which have been on Earth for what seems to be millions of years ago. The lore states that the Sentinel people discovered Earth and established a settlement within that area and came across the Agadon hunters who were indigenous to the planet. They were given that name due to their similarity to the mythic cyclopean giant from Argendiner's past, the Agadean. These creatures were native to Earth, but only in this area as there were no other fossils found outside of the Arctic. During the Unholy Crusades, the Dags initiated a program to breed the creatures and genetically modify them into Doom Hunters. So this settlement may have served as the founding location of the cult, especially since the cultist base was built on top of the ruins. After the Mars event, the UAC cultist movement publicly announced its intentions for Earth, and the cyber demonic program was revealed to be focused on updating the Doom Hunter schematics. The reason we see so many of those coffins throughout the base is because those were fallen Agadons who might have been modified millions of years ago. However, one thing I still haven't figured out is if those Golgothian runes have been there for millions of years, why hasn't anyone else within the world discovered them? If the UAC built the base there within the 22nd century, I'm sure some other government or country would have discovered it before that, unless of course the cult has always had a grasp on that location ever since the fall of the settlement. At the Doom Hunter base there was also a drill of some kind drilling into the middle of the ruins of the settlement. I'm not entirely sure what that was all about, as there isn't any codex about it. Maybe they had to drill to gather resources among the coffins they found of the Agadons. What do you think about that? The Dark Viceroy to the Chaos Throne, or de Grenache, also was instrumental in preparing the invasion on Earth. He set the groundwork for the Hellgate on Earth and worked closely with Olivia on Mars. Once she was out of the picture, he took full control of the UAC and the cult. He promised wealth, power, and everlasting life, which were lies that corrupted the organization from within and accelerated the sacrifice of Earth. He was of course one of the original Dags who served the king of Argentiner, most likely King Novik, and would be really old in age. Two things come to my mind about the age of the Dags. One, they could be the age they are due to the amount of exposure to Argent energy, which granted them immortality. Or two, the time spent in Argent D'Nur in Hell is completely different from what we would experience here on Earth. In an earlier video of mine, and a recent one from Midnight, was the idea that time spent in those distant locations are not the same as Earth's, meaning 1 hour on Argent D'Nur could be 1 year on Earth. Evidence of this is found within the level of the Ark Complex, where a Dr. Elena Richardson kept some recordings of her findings of the Doomslayer. These recordings are dated in 2163, when the events of Doom Eternal take place around 2151. So either there were some discrepancies in the timeline, or there's an actual time jump within the campaign. Moving on, the cultist base had many secrets that were never really explained within the Codex or throughout the campaign. One such topic would be that of the object or aircraft floating near the base in the sky. The aircraft doesn't seem to be of demonic origin or from the Ark, so this would definitely be something from the cult. But what is its purpose and who brought it there? At the end of the first level, Hell on Earth, the Slayer encounters the 2 remaining Hell Priests on the Citadel, and before he has a chance to kill them, they were teleported by the Khan Maker. So either Dag Renok was teleported to the aircraft and then flew it to the base, or the aircraft was already there before Dag Renok went to the Citadel. It could even be possible that the aircraft is used by Dag Renok to transport himself to other worlds, considering he is named a Viceroy and would have needed to travel often. The Khan Maker has made it known that Earth was not the only world that the Slayer brought to extinction, so there would have been other worlds that the Dags and the Khan have gone to prior to Earth. We also see the same aircraft in the battle mode trailer that was released a while back, so for one thing it definitely has a cultist origin, and hopefully we can know more about it in the future DLCs. At the end of the game, the cult would still be around, at least in some regions, so the DLC could expand more on what they have done in the aftermath of the Icon of Sin. Also, for something that huge in the sky, I wouldn't think that id Software would just put it there for no reason, as we get an explanation for almost everything else throughout the campaign. We know that the huge mechs on Earth were from the Armored Response Coalition. We know that the giant floating objects in Urdak are archangels, and so on. It's just odd that this aircraft has absolutely no mention of it anywhere in the Codex or lore. What do you guys think about this one? I might be missing something, but I am very curious about what you all think about it, since a lot of you have actually requested me to talk about this aircraft for some time now. The other thing that is never really mentioned or explained about is the giant demon whale in the water outside of the cultist base, or the other skulls that resemble the Doom Hunter. The giant sea creature could have been there around the same time as the Agadons and eventually became extinct, much like the Doom Hunters and other creatures that could have lived there long ago. The interesting thing though is that these creatures look demonic in nature, but were native to the region. Could it be possible that Hell only has creatures that have horns and are demonic in appearance due to consuming worlds that have had those types of creatures? The Codex says that the gargoyles are native to Argent D'Nur, and the pain elemental originates from the Umbra Plains, which is a location on Argent D'Nur as we see here on this Codex entry. It would be very interesting if Earth had a very similar creation, much like Argent D'Nur. The elemental wraiths were born from the planet of Argent D'Nur, and their power created feral creatures named the Ancestrals. Earth could have had something like that and could explain the existence of the Agadons and other creatures found in the Arctic. To me, that would be a unique twist on how Earth originated, where not only did dinosaurs exist, but demonic creatures as well. Other popular games like Halo had a very unique origin for our planet, in that the Forerunners were responsible for many things concerning the human race. So I wouldn't think it would be way out there to say that Earth in the Doom universe could have had a different origin than what most of us believe in concerning science and religion. Maybe the DLC could expand more on the origins of Earth and how the Agadons were native to the planet. If it won't be explored in the DLCs, then possibly the next Doom game. That would give id enough time to flesh out the lore a bit more. There are many secrets left to explore within the Doom universe, especially concerning the cult within the UAC. For a long time they have kept to the shadows, but have now revealed more of themselves. I don't think this is the last we will hear of the cult, as they will definitely make an appearance either in the DLC or the next game. What do y'all think about the cult? Let me all know what you think down in the comment section, and let's get the conversation started. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if so, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can get it out there more. Every little bit helps, and it will go a long way. Also, check out my social media accounts of RipNtear Gaming to see other things over there. Once again, you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate the support on the channel and being a part of the Doom community. Until next time, fellow Slayers, don't forget to rip and tear. Peace.